snowy Holmes, New York. It's great to be here for such a special occasion, and I'm honored to be joined by Danielle Anderson, Jake Anderson, and Olivia, Bo, and Poppy for this announcement this morning. We're also joined by a number of dignitaries, and I'll quickly run through. County Executive Sue Serino, Sheriff Kirk Imperati, Supervisor Jim Schmidt, Supervisor Nick D'Alessandro, Supervisor Mary Cavucci, Steve Caswell, County Legislator, Colleen Snow from the Pauling Town Board, Jim McCarthy, Deputy Supervisor in the Town of Pauling, Rob Faust, County Legislator, Corinne Pitt from the Town Board, Faye Garrido, County Legislator, Sharon Mormon, Deputy Supervisor in Beekman, Lydia Biscup from Senator Rollison's office, Lorene Abba Bontuno, Beekman Receiver of Taxes, and Pauling Mayor Lori Taylor. We're gathered here today to announce legislation intended to honor a man whose dedication and service to Dutchess County was nothing short of extraordinary. Sheriff Adrian Butch Anderson of Pauling, New York, lived a life marked by commitment, bravery, and an unwavering sense of duty. Born to Adrian and Jeanette Anderson, Butch's journey began in Pauling, a place where he would come to serve with distinction. A graduate of Pauling High School in 1966, his prowess in sports, basketball, football, and baseball earned him a revered place in the Hall of Fame of his high school. But his athletic achievements were just the prelude to a remarkable career in public service. Sheriff Anderson's law enforcement career, spanning over 4 decades, began in 1970. His exceptional skills led to his appointment as a detective in the Major K Squad and later as undersheriff. He was first elected sheriff of Dutchess County in 1999 and was since re-elected on numerous occasions, a testament to his trust, the trust and respect that he earned. His tenure was marked by numerous awards, including 5 Combat Crosses, showcasing his bravery and dedication. In 1983, Butch was elected mayor of the village of Pauling, a role he held for 8 years. He also served as a member of the Dutchess County GOP Executive Committee and took on pivotal roles in the New York State Sheriff's Association. Butch's commitment extended beyond law enforcement. He was actively involved with community organizations, including the Make-A-Wish Foundation of the Hudson Valley and the McElroy Children's Cancer Foundation. Sheriff Anderson's life is a tapestry of service woven with the threads of courage, leadership, and community spirit. It is therefore my honor and privilege to announce the introduction of legislation to rename the post office right here in Holmes, New York, after Sheriff Adrian Butch Anderson. This is not just a recognition of his service, but a tribute to a life that profoundly impacted the people of Dutchess County. As we honor Sheriff Anderson, we remember and recognize his beloved family, especially his wife Danielle, their children, and his extended family, some of whom are with us today, who have been his unwavering support. His legacy is not just in the roles he has held, but in the lives he has touched, the community that he has built, and the standards that he set. I got to know Sheriff Anderson over the many years that I was involved politically in New York prior to taking office, and he was truly a remarkable individual, somebody who was dedicated to the cause of public service and public safety, and someone who had a very simple motto: treat others as you would like to be treated. He exuded that throughout his career in law enforcement, as sheriff of Dutchess County, and as someone who was dedicated to upholding the rule of law and ensuring the safety and well-being of the residents here in Dutchess County. In renaming the Holmes Post Office, we ensure that future generations will know the name of Sheriff Adrian Butch Anderson, not just as a law enforcement hero, but as a pillar of the Dutchess County and Paulding communities, a role model of what it means to serve the public, and a true hero to this community. I thank Sheriff Anderson for his decades of service, his sacrifice, and his dedication, and the sacrifice of his family in sharing him with us. Dutchess County, and indeed all of New York State, is eternally grateful. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Danielle Anderson to say a few words.
I want to thank the Congressman for going ahead and doing all this. I know that you have to go and get 100% vote, right, of everybody, which
We're going to work it hard.
Yeah, which goes to Butch's tribute of who he was as a man and as a father, and as a husband. And I'm glad that everybody could be here tonight, especially having all the kids here, so they'll know how very important their father was to everybody in the community. So thank you to the Congressman and everybody like that.
Thank you, Danielle. And at this time, I'd like to invite County Executive Sue Serino to say a few words.
Thank you, Congressman. Thank you so much for having me here today. You know, this is just so fitting when you think of our sheriff in his hometown of Paulding, and if the family and friends are here. You know, he was larger than life, and our sheriff did live by that mantra. You know, treat people the way you want to be treated, and it's something that I think that we all should try to abide by too. And I'll always remember the sheriff saying, "Come on over here, kid." And I think he did that to all of us, because you know what? He treated each and every one of us like we were his family. And I think about everything that he did for the youth in our communities and the people that were underprivileged. No matter where you went, our sheriff did things for everybody. So this is just so appropriate, and I can't thank the Congressman enough for doing this today. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. God bless everybody.
Now introduce Paulding Town Supervisor Jim Schmidt.
Thank you everyone for being here today for this amazing dedication from our Congressman to recognize Sheriff Butch Anderson. Like the Congressman and our County Executive Sue Serino said, he was more than just a pillar to our community. He really was our community. Everyone that chose to get involved politically, Butch was someone that he vetted you. He made sure you had the right interests and that your vision always included a better Paulding for the future. And that's from 50 plus years of him being in law enforcement. He was a man who was dedicated to something. He put his whole heart and soul into it. And a Paulding graduate from the 1966, like the Congressman had said, and 22 plus years in law enforcement as our sheriff. I believe Butch won 5 consecutive elections. I don't believe anyone ever contested it, Danielle, ever. So that's impressive. It just shows how hard his work was and how well liked he was. You know, through his politics, no one even chose to run against him because he crossed the aisle anytime he had to make sure things were better for Dutchess County. It's so important for us. Butch Anderson spent 2/3 of his life in law enforcement, and for his entire life in Paulding, and in the same house that he was born in. And that just goes to show how much that man loved this community and all the people in this community. And we are truly blessed forever to have known him and to be able to serve by him. I know I was definitely reprimanded by him more than a couple of times, like a lot of us were in politics. Boy, he's something that Butch didn't like. He was going to tell you, but he was always for a better Paulding and a better Dutchess County. And we are all lucky to have known him and served alongside him. So thank you to the Congressman for doing this. Thank you so much to all of our elected officials. I know we have a big group here. The Congressman has announced Sheriff and Karate and County Executive Sue Serino, along with all of our local officials. Oh, and that's right. And 2 former mayors here as well, Earl Slocum and Glenn Carey. Thank you so much for being here today as well. I know Butch is looking down today. He's awfully excited and happy to not only seeing this dedication done, but to see so many familiar faces behind me here, still involved locally and in the county, and fighting for a better polling and a better Dutchess County. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Jim. And now it is my honor to introduce Sheriff Anderson's former undersheriff and successor as sheriff. I know he wouldn't have wanted anybody else to replace him, but our sheriff, Kirk Inferati.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Congressman Lawler, and thank you for everybody that's here today. I want to thank Jake for being here, Olivia, Bo, Poppy, and Danielle. It's a great day to honor a great man. Butch Anderson was a second father to me. I worked 14 years for him as his undersheriff, 22 years at his side from when he ran for office all the way through the end. He was somebody, I'm going to use his expression, he was second to none. He was a tremendous man. He loved Pauling, he loved Dutchess County. He loved being a cop. He loved being sheriff. It epitomized him. When you get into serving the community, as whether you're elected as sheriff or you're elected as our county exec, elected as our congressman or supervisor, town board members, legislators, you have to put your family aside at times. You have to put others before yourself, and that's first and foremost. You know, qualities that you look for in an individual that's running for office is one that's going to put others before themselves, one that's dedicated to their community and dedicated to their profession. Butch Anderson checked off all those boxes. He was a man's man. He led from the front, not from behind. He was a great boss, a great friend, taught me so many different things, and I owe a lot of my success to him and my parents. So it's no more fitting that Holmes Post Office should be named after Sheriff Adrian H. Butch Anderson, because he was truly second to none and the best of the best. Thank you.
Now introduce East Fishkill Supervisor Nick D'Alessandro.
Thanks, Congressman. Thanks for having me here. Thank you to the family for being here. So good to see you. Kids got so big. They're beautiful. What a wonderful honor. Thank you, Congressman, for doing this honor for our former sheriff. He was a great man, as everyone said. He was everybody's sheriff. That's our sheriff's mantra now. And our sheriff now also says, I don't care who you are, what you do, where you come from, we're here to help you. And that was Butch Anderson, right? He was there for all of us. I can't tell you how many times he counseled me on what to do, how many times I asked him for help in running my town and all his accomplishments, how that played into what we do and how we govern. He made this county great. He continues to have an impression on all of us, and he epitomized what it is to be a sheriff. Big man, loved law enforcement, loved all the people he worked with, that they worked for him. Everybody loved him on either side of the aisle. This man took the best of us, and he ran with that, with everything he did. And all I can say is that his children see what a great man he was and how much he was loved, and that's what it is all about. Us helping one another. That's what God puts us on this earth for, to help one another, and that's what he did, and he showed us the right way. So thank you, Congressman, and thank you all for being here.
Now I ask Beekman Town Supervisor Mary Cavucci to come up and say a few words.
Condoleezza Rice once said, "There is no greater challenge and there's no greater honor than to be in public service." Sheriff Anderson dedicated his life to public service. Today is a testament to his dedication and affection for his hometown, Pauling. Sheriff Anderson held a special place in his heart for the town of Pauling, and the town of Pauling holds him in a special place in their hearts by evidence of this honor today. Today honors Sheriff Anderson, but also all the men and women who serve and protect our communities. It is with deep appreciation we thank the good Lord for blessing us with their unselfish service to our communities. Thank you, Sheriff.
The one thing I will always remember with Sheriff Anderson is that voice. It was John Wayne-esque, and I, you know, it's the beginning of January, so there's always a lot of swearing-in ceremonies. But I will never forget 2011 coming to Pauling for the swearing-in ceremony that was officiated by James Earl Jones, and listening to James Earl Jones and Butch Anderson go back and forth. It was like John Wayne and Darth Vader talking. But it was, he had a voice, but he had a commanding presence, and somebody that is deeply missed here in Dutchess County and across the state of New York for his leadership. But you know, one of the great honors in being a member of Congress is being able to recognize people in the community, people in the district who have contributed so much and dedicated themselves to serving a cause greater than themselves, and that was Butch Anderson. So it really is an honor to introduce this legislation. Congressman Molinaro and I are going to work like heck to get it across the finish line and get this post office renamed in his honor, and really make sure that for generations to come, people never forget who Sheriff Adrian H. Butch Anderson was and what he meant to all of us. So God bless, and thank you all for being here today. That's okay. It's like he's frozen. It's like he's frozen.